You know, whenever the topic of AI comes up, it almost always gets a little scary, right? Job replacement, robots taking over. Well, we're not going there today at all. Instead, we're going to talk about something completely different, something softer, something genuinely helpful. We're diving into what I like to call the lovable side of AI, the kind of tech that's designed to make your life easier, feel a bit lighter, and maybe, just maybe, a whole lot less stressful. So let's get into it.
All right, so here's the game plan. First, we're going to totally reframe how we think about AI. Then, we'll get practical and look at some amazing tools that help you organize your digital chaos, actually upgrade your own skills, and then bring all that power into one single app. And to wrap it all up, we'll talk about what this all means, the softer side of tech.
Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, AI that helps, not scares. Seriously, it's time for a fresh take on artificial intelligence, one that isn't all doom and gloom.
And this slide? It just lays it all out perfectly. On one side, you've got the scary AI, the one you read about in the headlines, all about job replacement and, taking over the world. But then, on the other side, that's what we're talking about today, lovable AI. This is AI as a life organizer, something that actually reduces stress. It's not a competitor. It's more like an assistant, designed just to take some of that weight off your shoulders. Huge difference.
All right, with that new mindset, let's jump into our second section, organizing your digital life. Because let's be real, a calm mind starts with a little bit of order, right?
First on our list is Notion AI. And honestly, this quote just says it all. It's like having a personal assistant who understands your brain. Think about that for a second. This isn't just about ticking off more to-do items. It's about having a tool that finally works the way you work, that gets the unique way your brain is wired.
So how does it actually do that? Well, take a look. Maybe you're a student and you're just drowning in notes. Or you're a creator, juggling like a dozen different projects. Notion AI can jump in, summarize all those long notes for you, create revision guides, or even help you plan out your day. The real magic here is that it takes all that digital chaos, all that mental clutter, and it just turns it into clarity. It gives you back your headspace. That's huge. Okay, next up, we have something called NotebookLM, which is basically your own personal study partner. Now, what makes this one so cool and different? It doesn't just scan the entire internet. Nope. It learns from your stuff, your specific documents, your notes, your files. So you can upload a dense research paper or your messy class notes, and poof, it becomes an expert on your topic, ready to break down the exact things you're struggling with.
Which brings us to this analogy, and it's just perfect. If you've ever wished for a teacher who could just explain things in your language, well, NotebookLM is pretty much that teacher. It translates that complicated jargon into something that just clicks. It takes away so much of the frustration of learning.
Okay, so we've tackled organization. Our digital life is a little cleaner. Now let's move on to Section 3, upgrading your human skills. This is all about how AI can augment our own natural abilities. So let's talk about Rewind AI. Now, I know the idea of recording your digital life might sound a little creepy at first, but stick with me, because the way it's framed is all about being helpful. Think of it like a safety net for your brain. It's basically saying, hey, don't stress about remembering the name of that website you saw last week or that exact phrase from a meeting. I've got it for you. It lets you be more present in the moment.
And this quote just nails it. Think of it as Google search, but for your own brain. We all use Google to search the entire world's information, right? Well, Rewind lets you do that for your own life. It's an incredible way to back up our often flaky human memory.
All right, let's switch gears to a totally different human skill, communication. This is Lavender AI, and its whole purpose is to help you write messages with heart. You know that feeling when you send an email and immediately think, oof, I wish I'd worded that a little better? We've all been there. Lavender acts like a friendly coach, taking your rough draft and gently suggesting ways to make it more polite, more caring, and ultimately more meaningful.
And this is so important. This is the kind of AI that improves relationships, not replaces them. It's not about having a robot do the talking for you. It's about using a smart tool to help you become a better, more thoughtful communicator. It's all about supporting our connections with other people.
Okay, so we've got all these amazing, specialized tools, but that can get overwhelming, right? Juggling a bunch of apps. So our next section is all about simplifying things. All your AI in one app.
And this is where a tool like Poe comes into the picture. Its whole reason for being is to fight what I call app fatigue.
Instead of having 10 different AI apps and trying to remember which one is good for what, Poe just brings them all together. It pulls the most popular AI models into one single, clean, friendly interface. It's kind of like having one perfectly organized toolbox instead of a cluttered garage where you can never find anything.
And just look at the variety you get in one spot. You've got the heavy hitters for writing and answering questions like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. But you've also got image generators like Stable Diffusion for when you need to get creative. Basically, it puts an entire suite of powerful tools right at your fingertips. And that means you spend less time fumbling with apps and more time actually doing the things you want to do.
Okay, let's bring it all together in our final section, the softer side of tech. What's the real point of all this? What's the true purpose behind this kind of helpful AI? So, what's the common thread here? What makes these tools feel so different? Well, for one thing, they don't overwhelm you. In a world that is constantly screaming for our attention with more features and notifications, these tools are built to do the opposite. They simplify. And just as importantly, they don't try to replace you. Their goal isn't to make you feel obsolete. They're designed to be partners, to work with you, making your own skills even better. When you boil it all down, their mission is incredibly simple. They simply help. That's it. No hidden agenda. Their whole purpose is to assist, to support, and to make your day just a little bit easier.
And what does all that simple help lead to? Well, it means you get more organization, more confidence when you communicate, more expression, and you save a ton of time. And all of that adds up to way less stress, easier learning, and just a lighter life overall.
I think this quote perfectly captures everything we've talked about today. Technology doesn't need to be scary. It can be soft, it can be warm, it can be a companion, not a competitor. I just love that.
And that leaves us with one last big question to chew on. What if tech's true purpose isn't to make us less human, but actually to make us more human? What if it's about freeing us up from the tedious stuff so we can focus on what really matters? That's a powerful idea to think about. Thanks so much for joining me.